Hello everyone, it is Stephanie, your CSA coach, and it is week 6B of our 2026 CSA season. Announcements have all been shared in the email that went out yesterday. Blooming Glen Farm Party and a couple special events are posted in there, as well as a list of all of our produce that we're receiving this week, what all of the add-ons are, and a veggie spotlight on our cucumbers, and then a list of recipes that work for a lot of the things that we have this week. So make sure you're getting that email. Trisha has also been posting a link to that in our Facebook group. So make sure you read that. That's full of really important information. Jumping right into our share this week, we have cabbage. Cabbage is stored just like this in the fridge. It lasts a really long time. Once you slice it, like if you're gonna use half of it, then you're gonna wanna put like saran wrap or something around it. Otherwise, you can leave it open, but that will discolor, that open edge will discolor, and then you just have to slice that off and use it. But this will last a really long time, so not something you have to focus on using right away. But stored either in your crisper drawer or a lower shelf of your fridge. Once you're ready to use it, it can be used raw. You can cook it. So it's raw, it's great in slaws, salads. You can use the cabbage leaves as like a vessel for pretty much anything, any type of like taco or chicken salad or anything like that. Cooking, you can saute it. It's great in stir fries. You can do a roast, like roasting it with our onions that we got and maybe the garlic scapes. You can also grill it. I know there's a grilled cabbage steak recipe on the website, so take a look at that. I know there's a couple different recipes for cabbage, so take a look at those if you're wondering what to use that for. Parsley. Parsley is stored just like this. So I took the rubber band off, threw it into a glass of water, and then it will go into the fridge. Once you're ready to use it, parsley is great for salads, marinades. It's fantastic in a chimichurri. So if you still have parsley left over from last week, combine that with this week and then make a really good chimichurri. I love chimichurris. Definitely a recipe for chimichurri on the website. It's also great as a garnish, and you can dehydrate it. So feel free to do that as well if you have a lot from last week or you're not sure how to use it. Preserve it. We have summer squash. Summer squash is stored in the fridge in your crisper drawer. Once you're ready to use it, it can be eaten raw, it can be cooked, you can bake with it. Lots of ways to use summer squash. You can thinly slice it and put it on top of salads. You can just eat it as a side, just like you kind of would a cucumber. Great in stir fries, so a lot of vegetables, really good in stir fries this week. If you did not try the veggie fried rice, that used some summer squash. That was the recipe from last week. You can also shred this and use it in baked goods. Pairs really well with eggs, so you could use it in a frittata or a quiche. That's our summer squash. Great way to preserve it. So if I get too much summer squash, because we'll probably be getting it for several weeks, we shred it and I throw it into a Ziploc bag, label how much of the shredded summer squash I have, like a cup, 2 cups, whatever, throw it in the freezer, and then that's easy to pull out and use for baked goods, like in the future. So also amazing grilled. So we loved grilled summer squash. We got to pick sugar snap peas. These were used in last week's recipe in the veggie fried rice, also amazing in stir fries, but my absolute favorite way to eat these is raw. So I will, once I'm done here with the video, because I had to save them for you guys, I will clean them up, wash them, kind of pull off the tops and bottoms, and just put them on the table and the boys will come by and grab a handful and eat them throughout the day. So we prefer eating them raw, but they are great in salads, they are great in stir fries, they are great just simply sauteed as well. Stored in the fridge, so you can leave them just like that in the fridge in a bowl, or you can throw them into a Ziploc bag or a small Debbie Meyer green bag and throw them into the fridge, but stored in the fridge until you're ready to use them. We have onions, red and yellow onions. These are uncured. So this one's starting to cure, but not quite fully cured. Same here, we're starting to see that papery outer covering, but not quite yet. So these we wanna store in the fridge because they're uncured. Used just like an onion. So oniony flavor, they are just not quite at the cured stage of the season yet. So great in stir fries, great in the veggie fried rice, amazing in salads, roasted sheet pan veggies, grill packets. So I know there's a recipe for grill packets on the website. Usually the heart of that is a potato. So if you have potatoes, you could do potatoes, onions, summer squash. You could throw some of the sugar snap peas in there. That would make a good side to any dinner. We have fennel. So fennel is stored in a large Debbie Meyer green bag and then throw it into the fridge. Fennel can be eaten raw or it can be cooked. There's been quite a few posts on the Facebook group where I'm seeing people are enjoying this year's fennel raw, so thinly sliced and turned into a salad. So if you haven't tried that, try that. A great way to use it is to roast it. There is a roasted fennel recipe on the website. You can saute it and get a nice caramelization on it. That also is an option. And it's a great side to like a grilled protein. So I think that's probably how we're gonna use it, although I may try the salad and see how that works. The fronds can also be used. You can chop them up and use them just in a salad or in your sautés. You can also throw them into your veggie scrap bags, but you don't have to chop them off. You can store it just like this. Okay, we have garlic scapes. Garlic scapes I usually kind of wind together and throw them into a Debbie Meyer green bag in the fridge. These are great grilled, they're great raw, they're fantastic in like a homemade salsa or homemade guac. I like to chop them up just like I would garlic. Fantastic in the stir fries, in the fried rice, in your sheet pan meals. So it's just gonna have a lighter garlic flavor. So you're gonna need more if you want more of a heavy garlic flavor, but really good. And you can take the entire garlic scape and grill it on the grill so it doesn't fall through and it makes just a fun side. Okay, we have romaine. Romaine is stored in the fridge in a Debbie Meyer green bag. Once you're ready to use it, it acts as a base for salads. So it's also great chopped on top of tacos. You can slice leaves and put them on top of burgers or sandwiches. There's a grilled romaine recipe that we just posted this year, so a couple weeks ago. That's fantastic for the romaine. So take a look at those recipes, but stored in the fridge. We have cucumbers. Cucumbers are stored in the crisper drawer of the fridge. Once you're ready to use them, wash them. You can leave the skin on. You can take it off, completely up to you. You can slice them and just serve them as a side. You can sprinkle a little sea salt on them or leave them plain. These are great added to salad. We also have, because we have the red onion and the yellow onion, and the cucumbers would make a good cucumber salad. And that recipe I know was in the email, and it's also posted on the website. Last but not least, we have escarole. And escarole is different because it tends to be flatter, like see the difference between the romaine and the escarole. And it tends to have a whiter bottom, so it tends to be wide. You can also taste the leaves to taste them. Escarole is stored in the fridge throw it in a large Debbie Meyer green bag until you're ready to use it. Escarole is fantastic raw or cooked. Pairs really well with beans, is fantastic in soups. So those are great ways to use it cooked. You can also do a simple sauteed greens recipe. So follow the PDF or the recipe and just kind of take out whatever green you normally do and use the escarole instead. We are using this tonight to make the escarole, apple, and date salad. And if you have not tried that yet, I highly recommend you try that. I did see a couple heads of escarole in the share table today. Please make sure you're trying it different ways before you give up on a vegetable. So this one I was not a huge fan of escarole at first, and then I developed that salad, and it's fantastic, believe it or not. Like, try it, because it's really, really good. So it's the escarole, apple, and date salad. That's what we're having tonight. And that is it. Take a look at all of the vegetables, kind of make a plan for the week. Look back at what you still have available from last week. Nothing really pertinent that you have to use within the next few days. A lot of this will last. So use up things that you still have from last week or the previous week first, and then kind of focus through these vegetables. I will see you guys all again next Tuesday. If there are any questions, make sure you post them in our Facebook group, and please tag me, because Facebook's funny sometimes and you don't always see everything. All right, thanks. Bye.